Morning, everyone. Oh, sorry, afternoon. So, the state of the UK. It's pretty bad. I'm just walking down Seven Sisters Road. Actually, I'm just walking from Holloway Road down Seven Sisters Road near Finsbury Park end. And I've just seen a random thing. Like, I just saw a gentleman just go up to a telephone box, like a telephone exchange, and there must have been some corn or some crumbs or something on there, like, I don't know, a bit of rubbish or unwanted food, whatever. And the man just went up there and just scooped it off and ate it. I tell you, like, Britain is broken. In a big 2024, you've got people doing this. I just carried on walking. I was looking at him and he just looked like he hadn't eaten in days. Another gentleman was sitting outside a store, just staring at him in disbelief. We both looked at each other, we just shook our heads and just moved on. Britain 2024. Mad. Anyway, have a good day.
If you've got to put yourself in a group, left wing, right wing, to feel validated, or because you're fucking lonely and you keep voting these absolute bellends into power, it's because for the 30 years I've been on this earth, absolutely nothing good has come from either one of them being in power. Can you not just sit back and think, why don't I vote for something or somebody that's actually going to benefit this country, or want to do something that's going to benefit this country, instead of just being a sheep and categorizing yourself for no reason whatsoever? Or maybe you're just lonely, I don't know.
If you've got a generation of people that are renting now, and then these people are going to need to be looked after in their old age, well, that's going to fall on the state, isn't it? Because they don't have assets. Previously, you bought your house, you paid off your mortgage, you live in your house, you sell your house, and there's an asset that's going to pay for your care in old age. You don't have any assets. Who's going to pay for your care? Your family? Well, no, because they're too busy working 3 jobs just to pay for their own existence. And they're working later because the age of retirement's gone up. So suddenly you've got no care within the community. So it's going to have to fall on the state. And we're going to have enormous costs for care for the elderly in another couple of decades if we don't start looking at this housing crisis now.
The UK is finished, and I'll show you proof that the UK is finished or broken, however you want to word it. But if you've been working a job for 5, 10, 15, 20 years in the same job, doing the same thing week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, and you'll notice that over the years, you've had to sort of cut back a little bit each month, each year, cut back. Even if it starts off with just changing what brand food you can buy in the supermarkets. Maybe you're now going down from like Taste the Difference down to just like normal ones. And then soon you'll be at the basic editions. Or the amount of things that you could do on your days off has gone down and down and down. But you're still doing the same amount of hours. Obviously, your wages don't go up as fast as everything else goes up, which leaves you in a cost of living crisis. And I'll see you next week.
This is why I do not want to live in the United Kingdom anymore. I've lived here all my life. I'm 30 years old, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I do not want to live here. Somebody can make an offensive Facebook status or a tweet. Granted, yes, they should be brought to justice. They should be punished for what they do. I agree. They are sentenced to 20 months in the UK. A man can also commit one of the worst crimes to do with children. He will be sentenced to a 6-month suspended sentence where he won't even see the inside of a jail cell. This man is higher up in society. He has money. Some might say he's part of the elite. I can't say too much in this video because I could get into a lot of trouble. But to me, that sounds backwards. Does it sound backwards to you? Maybe I'm wrong. please let me know. But that is why I do not want to live in the UK anymore.
So, more bad news for the UK economy. UK unemployment has gone up to 4.4%. So the job market has lost about just under 50,000 employees, but also job vacancies are down 24,000 as well. I mean, the crazy thing is though, some people are calling it an unexpected rise. I mean, I've got to start questioning why we think this was unexpected when we knew what happened in the budget. And of course, it was all about that national insurance increase for employers. You know, Labour said their budget would not affect working people. And I remember when that budget came out, I said, well, this could lead to price rises, this could lead to job losses, this could lead to businesses cutting back. And what warning signs do we have in the economy right now? Less jobs out there and unemployment rising. So to say it's unexpected is just ludicrous, isn't it? At the end of the day, I just think businesses are holding back investment right now just because of the poor economic situation in the UK. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Was it unexpected to you? And of course, like and follow for more finance and investing content.
It took me going through a traumatic experience to realise that the UK is finished. Whatever you do, get out of here. Well, I don't know what our money is going towards. I don't know what we're paying for, because guess what? I had to book an appointment to get them to take a statement from me tomorrow. But when I told the police, oh, just go to that area, that's where he's lurking. Oh, we can't just pull him off the streets. So why do you not do stops and searches if you can't just be pulling people off the streets? Is it just a pick and choosing type of thing? Like, is it me being chased by a man late at night? That's not important. It's only once she's died. Okay, we'll open an investigation. We'll look for him. Are you being serious? They don't care about us. I don't know where our money is going towards. I don't know what type of hatred, what they're trying to fuel or what their agenda is. But our bills are going up, our wages are staying the same, and our services are down in the gutter. Get out of this place now.
What the actual hell is going on in the UK? I actually think it gets worse and worse every single day. We're literally getting taxed left, right and centre. It actually getting to the point where I feel like most people are just working to survive. Like, they're literally living paycheck to paycheck. They don't do anything else other than go to work because you literally can't afford it. Like, actually, what kind of life is that? Like, what are we all doing? I think a lot of people are opening their eyes to actually what's going on in the UK now. Like, they're actually realising that we've all been kind of brainwashed into believing that we go to school, get an education, get a good job, when in actual fact that just keeps us trapped. And the lifestyle isn't even good here. The weather is crap. Everybody is miserable. I am literally fed up of being there, getting to the point where I am thinking about going elsewhere. There actually isn't any such thing as work-life balance for most people. Now, let me know, has anyone left the UK? If you've left the UK, where have you gone? Where's better? I need some options. Anyway, rant over. Let me know what you think in the comments.
What in the broken Britain gas prices are sky high bullshit is this? So you know how your gas and electric bill keeps going up? Well, let me show you this graph of wholesale gas prices over the last 6 months. They've plummeted. Look at that. They've fallen off the side of a cliff. Now, have your gas bills gone down recently? Have they bollocks? This shows you right here the absolute con and monopoly racket that's being run in the UK, because I believe we've got the highest prices in Europe of gas and electric, but the wholesale prices are plummeting and your gas and electric bills keep going up. That makes sense. So we've got dysfunctional in councils that can't collect the bins. We've got the highest gas and electricity prices in Europe, even though wholesale prices are way down. I mean, look at that. They were up over 140 Great British pounds per whatever that is. They're down to freaking 82 now. They've nearly halved. Your gas bill ain't halved. We've got Labour MPs being arrested by the day for you know what. We've got the BBC grilling politicians talking about a documentary. Oh, sorry, it wasn't a documentary. It was a made-up Netflix series. And since Donald Trump came in, we haven't had one chemtrail in England. We've had blue skies for the last 6 weeks. Anyway, next time your gas bill comes through, send them an email and say, are you sure it should be this high?
The Office for National Statistics just released some new data and UK is completely finished. Any hope you had of buying a house or using public services, just give up. It's done. So about 5 million people will leave the UK by 2032 and 10 million people are going to come in. So our net migration figure is going to be about 5 million. But there's an argument being made that the 5 million people that are leaving the country are more economically active, or would have been more economically active, than the 10 million people coming in. The UK is losing more millionaires, entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers, teachers than basically any other European country because we have horrible tax laws and our country's cost of living is ridiculous. You might say, whatever, we got 5 million extra people, will do great. And that's a good idea in theory. The issue is Labour will not build enough houses. Even with their ambitious plan of building 1.5 million houses, that's going to barely house the people that need houses now, let alone the 5 million extra people that are going to be here by 2032. You know that long wait at the doctor you're already experiencing? Yeah, imagine that, but now there's 5 million more people in the line. I think the NHS has a backlog of 7 million people. It's going to be closer to what, 12 million now? Good luck, everyone.
British people are really sick of paying so much tax. Our businesses pay tax, we pay tax personally, there's VAT, council tax, and then even when we die, we're taxed as well. In Dubai, there is 0 income tax and only 9% corporate tax, a much better quality of life. In the UK, even if you retire, you can still pay income tax. This is because pension income is taxable in the UK. So even after you have worked all of your life and paid tax all of your life on your income, at the point you retire, you will still pay tax on pension income that you receive.
I've just seen this in the shop and it just backs off about my post the other day about how shit the UK's got. I can't believe they're actually doing this in shops now. I'm in a co-op. Blocks of cheese put in a plastic container so people ain't robbing cheese. What the has the UK come to? All that cheese locked up. You can't steal it.
How is this right? Someone needs to explain this to me. So you're telling me if I'm looking to buy a second home to rent out, I've got to pay like 10 grand in stamp duty. So I want to buy a second home, around £200,000. I want to rent it out and have it as an income. Now I've got to save, say 20%. So that means I need 40 grand deposit. And you're wanting 10 grand off me for stamp duty. What the is this country playing at? Not only have I been taxed on my wages every month, now I'm saving with my wages, which you've already taxed. I'm buying a property with that savings, which you've already taxed, to buy a house. Then you want to put a 10 grand surcharge on it as a stamp duty tax. What the
This is absolutely mental. Like, what is the UK coming to? I don't eat cereal anymore, right? But good thing. £3.50, £4.20, £3.50, £4.15 for all these tiny little boxes of cereal. Cocoa Pops, £4.20. Never in my life would you see me paying that.
Isn't it ironic how we've been in a cost of living crisis really since 2008? But ever since then, every company has been having record-breaking profits every year. Productivity has been at the highest level it's ever been. We generate more money into our economy every year, and there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. It's almost as if we've actually been living in a cost of greed crisis all this time, and we're waiting for the point where rich people are going to be saying, okay, I have enough money. But there's never been a rich person who's ever said that throughout history, and there never will be. So while we keep slaving away, attacking each other, while the rich openly buy our politicians, offer them seats in companies that they have no interest in working in, they've literally brought all our media, and there doesn't seem to be any end in sight. Not in our lifetimes anyway. So what do you guys think? Are we in a cost of living crisis or a cost of greed crisis? And how do we end this?
So I've just found the unemployment rate in the UK right now, and it's at 4.44, which, as you can see, it's been going up since 2022, and we're almost at the exact same levels as COVID. As you can see here, in 2020, between October and December, the unemployment rate was 5.3, and it's 4.44 now. And by the looks of things, it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon either. Since 2022, it's literally just been going up and up and up. Now, a lot of people will say it's because of all the AI and all the technology taking over all the jobs, but I think it's got a lot to do with our government at the moment. They're basically forcing businesses to be extremely careful with who they pick and who they choose to employ. And this isn't just affecting the businesses, it's affecting the employees who want to join these companies. I mean, if you've got any stories, leave them in the comments below, but I know that businesses are putting people through like 4-stage interviews interviews for no reason just to employ someone. It's just shocking considering this is 5 years of progress since COVID here and the employment rate has hardly changed. What do you think we need to fix all this? Let me know in the comments and drop me a follow while you're here.
Oh my God, the UK is officially finished. Look what I've just seen. Government issues warning to drivers driving below the speed limit could be issued with £1,000 fine or driving ban of up to 5 years for driving under the speed limit. Not driving over, driving under. Now I'm all for penalising people that drive under the speed limit because there's so many slow drivers out there. And I believe driving slow is actually more dangerous than driving over the speed limit. That's just my opinion. It actually encourages people like me to overtake you because you're taking the piss. But anyway, that's another story. I do think you should get the same punishment for driving over the speed limit as to driving under the speed limit, if that makes sense. I think if you get caught speeding, you get 3 points on your licence and £100 fine. So I think that should be the same for driving under the speed limit. But there should be some leeway with that. But this, £1,000 fine or 5-year ban, that is harsh. Rest in peace to anybody who's driving slow because you guys are fucked.
Living in the UK is such a joke. Why is it that all we do is work, work, work? We go home, we go to bed, but we have little enjoyment time. What is it with this world? Everything fucking costs millions of pounds, literally. It appears to me when I see people abroad, they seem to be happier just living a simple, basic life. But here we're so consumed with, we must have a house, we must have a car, we must pay off our mortgage, we must this, we must that. And for what? What then happens at the end? It feels like we are stuck in a rat race. We're just going around that freaking hamster wheel with a rat, with a freaking mouse, constantly chasing the tail. I don't know about anyone else. I'm just exhausted from this bullshit. I'm just exhausted. It feels like from every direction, all we do is get shafted in every possible way. Cost of living is going up. This is expensive. That is expensive. And it's constantly freaking going round in the same fucking circle. Something has to be easier than this shit. Do you ever feel like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out, I'm done, I'm outie, I'm leaving? I once spoke to a guy on holiday who literally was hiring out jet skis, and he said to me when he came to the UK with his wife, because his wife is British and she now lives over there where they live, and he said to me like, oh my God, the life in England is so much harder. Here we literally come to work, we spend time with our family, we get to do things, we're happy, we live very simple lives, but we're together. But here, half the time you feel like you're completely split from your family. You spend time literally with everybody else but your freaking family.
Welcome to Britain, where you're taxed when you earn, taxed when you spend, taxed when you save, and then taxed when you die. From income tax to council tax, VAT to inheritance, Brits are being squeezed from every direction. And for what? Collapsing services, crumbling roads, and politicians giving themselves raises while the rest of us tighten our belts. People aren't just angry, they're furious. And TikTok is lighting up with rants from every corner of the country. Today on Brit Rants, we're diving headfirst into the tax outrage. From workers watching half their payslip disappear to pensioners still being hounded by HMRC. Let's get into it. And if you're sick of paying more to get less, hit subscribe and join the noise.
Tax rates in the UK are absolutely disgusting. If you've got a decent paying job, they'll pretty much take half your money before it's even landed in your bank account. And even if you've got an average paying job, they'll still take a huge chunk of it. Obviously, that's not it. Then you've got to pay council tax, road tax, VAT on everything you buy. If you've got a house, you can't even hand that down to your kids after you've worked so hard to pay it off your whole life. You've got to pay inheritance tax. The government pretty much take everything from you. So what can you do? Well, one thing you could do is obviously move to a tax haven, or you could start a business. Tax rates are still very high, but at least you pay tax after all your expenses and not before.
You wake up in the morning in a house that you paid stamp duty on, which is a tax. And you pay your council tax, but you also need to have home insurance, and included in that is IPT, insurance premium tax. So it's time to go to work and you jump in your car. Better make sure you've paid your road tax, and then your IPT on your car insurance. But you need to get fuel on the way to work, so you stop at the petrol station. And when you pay for that, you pay fuel duty. Maybe you grabbed yourself a chocolate bar. You're going to pay VAT, value added tax. You spend all day working hard, But it's okay because at the end of the month, you're going to pay income tax. And you're going to pay national insurance, which is a tax. But on the way home, you stop at the supermarket. Maybe you get dinner. Maybe you get a bottle of wine. Don't worry, Jeremy Hunt has frozen that tax. You finish your dinner, you want to sit down and unwind by watching some telly. Make sure you paid your TV licence, which is a tax. Then you spend the rest of your life earning as much as you can, but over time, the purchasing power of your money gets eroded by inflation, which is a stealth tax. And there are many other stealth taxes, too many to name here. And anything that you gain in value over time you want to sell is going to be subject to capital gains tax. And then you die and you want to pass it all on to your kids, inheritance tax. Don't worry, your national insurance contributions have gone down from 12% to 10%. Thank you, Jeremy Hunt.
A lot of people don't know this, but 45% isn't actually the highest rate of tax in the UK. There's a point where you're earning 100 to 125,000, where you actually lose your personal allowance. And between that point, for every pound you make, you pay 65p in tax. It's insane.
TikTok, help me out with something. Can you explain to me why I'm buying a house with deposit money where I've paid tax, yet I'm still having to pay stamp duty land tax with money that I've already paid tax on? And then, to make matters worse, when I'm living in the house, I'm having to pay council tax with already paid for tax money. Why? Someone make it make sense.
Bro, if there's a tax haven, there's a tax hell. And UK is that tax hell, I swear down. First, it was inflation. And I promise you, till this day, the prices never return back to normal, bro. They're talking about inflation. The price is not changing, bro. It's staying this way forever. I'm telling you this now. Next, it was taxing on your inheritance. A family member dies, they want a portion of that. Then when you figure out that this place is a tax hell and you want to leave, they tax you for that as well, fam. And now, they're talking about taxing you for using Netflix to fund their BBC that's failing. Bro, what am I supposed to do, fam? Just do nothing, fam. I don't understand how they want us to live and thrive in this country and be innovative and want to create things and help build up this economy if the moment you try to get money, they snatch it from your pockets, fam. Broad daylight. Honestly, fam, I don't know what to do. Like, what am I supposed to do in a country that doesn't even want you to be wealthy? And then when you try and get there, they swipe in and swipe it all away from you, bro. Like, what are we meant to do, fam? Like, there is no point in trying to be successful in this country. People stack your coins and leave, man. I'm telling you, before it's too late. Because once they get their hands in your pocket, it's game over, fam.
In Keir Starmer we trust. We stand by Keir. If he's going to war, we're going to war. What a crock of shit. Can I just say, on behalf of every taxpayer in the UK, you stand alone. We're going nowhere. You think we're going to fight for you when you can't even keep our kids safe and stop these dinghies floating in? You must be mad. You get yourself out there with them universal credit bandits that you support and them illegals and get them to fight for you. See how you get on. You should have dribbled down your dad's leg. What a waste of spunk. In Keir we trust. Trust him to get the country blown to bits. That's about it.
Did you hear what's going on in England now? The new government that everybody loves, they imposed new tax rule, and now on eBay, Facebook, or any other platform where you're selling something, they have to inform taxman and you will have to pay tax from it. Imagine this. You bought a TV 2 years ago. You paid for it 500 quid. Obviously, you paid tax on it already. Many times these TVs are on finance, so you pay the interest and the tax as well. Now you're selling this TV on eBay for £200. So you did not make any money, you're selling it with loss, and you have to pay tax from this £200. This is just mafia thing to do, isn't it? How this is even legal? How this could be legal in United Kingdom? I'm telling you, this new government, I thought they're gonna be better, but I'm just in shock what they are doing. And whoever is trying to explain them, saying that, oh, they do this right, if they do this, they're not. They just not. Why don't they just say, we will take all your money? Why? Stay safe.
Look, guys, let's talk about the UK government and its taxes, because it's a load of bollocks. I had a pretty decent week, made £800 gross, and yeah, basically they just deduct, £160 from it, and I'm thinking, I'm not probably going to make that 12.5k threshold anyway, this year. I might be in another country. Who knows? And I just think it's ridiculous, really, that I have to wait a whole year for a rebate when I know I'm getting taxed and taxed and taxed, and I'm not even going to hit the allowance. So, yeah, what a fucking fucked up system that is, I think, in my opinion.
Right, so just a little rant. Do you live? I live in Stockport. And I know that, I think it's Trafford Council have done this as well. But we've had to start paying for our green bin. And I'm not happy about it. First of all, we've got quite a lot of grass. So if we don't pay for it, where do you put grass? Second of all, I don't know if this is showing me age or if it's genuine fuming, but why? We pay council tax. I don't understand why we have to pay for our green bin as well. Now, they want £59 a year, which is not a lot, but do you know what? With the cost of living, everything's going up. It is a lot. Yeah, do you have to pay for your green bin? Because we've got to start paying for our green bin, and it's something that I'm really not happy about.
You've not paid your tax. Yes, I have. I paid on the 30th of January because I wanted to pay it last minute because you're not holding on to it for that long. You owe us £1,116.